What happens when, in the labyrinth of your mind, there hides a universe filled with wisdom and passion, waiting to be discovered by those who dare to explore its depths? In this inner journey, a path is unveiled, one traced by the ideas of Carl Jung, where the internal and the intuitive come together in a delicate balance, fusing deep thought with a sensitivity that transcends the obvious. Since time immemorial, human beings have felt the urge to seek answers in silence, in that intimate space that resides within each of us. Jung, with his penetrating gaze and acute observation of the soul, recognized in certain individuals a natural tendency to take refuge in their inner world. This refuge is not a mere escape, but a source of energy, a sanctuary where thoughts become clear and emotions intensify. Those who turn inward discover that solitude hides the key to creativity and authenticity. According to Jung, the essence of introversion lies in the constant search for meaning in every experience. Those who walk this path do not allow themselves to be swept away by the constant noise of the outside world. Instead, they prefer an intimate dialogue with their own essence. It is in those moments of introspection that ideas come to life and emotions intertwine, forming a profound thought that challenges the superficialities of everyday life. There is something almost magical in the way these spirits disconnect from the trivial to connect with the transcendent, embarking on a personal journey that does not require external validation to flourish. The feeling of finding refuge in silence might seem paradoxical in a society that celebrates constant communication and sociability. Yet, individuals who define themselves as introverts understand that contact with one's own being is the first step toward understanding the world. Every moment of solitude becomes an opportunity to unravel mysteries, to delve into the invisible fabric of existence, and to discover unsuspected connections. It is in this process that intuition manifests powerfully, allowing one to perceive patterns and meanings that are often hidden behind the immediacy of the everyday. In this context, intuition is presented as the ability to see beyond the obvious, to detect signals and nuances in complex situations. It is not about magically predicting the future, but about recognizing, through a refined sensitivity, the hints that point to a deeper truth. For those who have developed this gift, intuition acts as a beacon, illuminating rarely traveled paths and revealing possibilities that others might overlook. Thus, while the world clings to the concrete and the measurable, the introvert's mind plunges into abstraction, exploring what lies beneath the surface. It is fascinating to note how introspection and intuition mutually reinforce each other. In the silence of solitude, each thought transforms into a seed that, nurtured by emotion and reflection, can give rise to great revelations. The connection with one's inner self not only fuels creativity but also strengthens the ability to make decisions based on a holistic understanding of reality. It is as if every moment of withdrawal becomes a personal workshop where ideas are forged and convictions molded, a nearly alchemical process in which the individual transforms themselves. One of the most admirable characteristics of those who travel this path is their ability to find beauty in the most subtle details. While others are drawn to the hustle and bustle of everyday life, these spirits find delight in the rustle of leaves, in the sparkle of a solitary star, or in the vibration of an emotion that glides silently. Every experience is lived intensely, as if the entire universe were conspiring to reveal an intimate secret, a message encrypted in the dance of existence. And in that constant search, a question always arises that remains only partially answered, an invitation to keep exploring without ever closing the mystery. The ability to see hidden connections is another gem of this perspective. The patterns that emerge in the symphony of life do not reveal themselves immediately. They require a careful and patient gaze, one capable of detecting what many dismiss as mere coincidence. This kind of vision, inherent to intuitive introverts, allows them to draw invisible lines between disparate experiences, weaving a tapestry in which every thread tells a story and every knot holds meaning. Here, intuition acts as a compass, guiding the journey through a territory that, although uncertain, is full of promises waiting to be discovered. It is not uncommon for those inclined toward introspection to occasionally feel disconnected from the fast pace of modern life. While society demands quick answers and immediate solutions, The process of reflection and meditation can seem like an act of rebellion, a challenge to the imperious logic of consumption and superficiality. But within that apparent discord lies a unique strength, the ability to remain true to oneself, to follow one's inner voice amid the external clamor. Every decision made in solitude is an affirmation of authenticity, a testament that true value resides in internal coherence rather than external approval. The path of the intuitive introvert is not without its challenges. The depth of thought, enriching as it is, can also bring moments of uncertainty and emotional loneliness. The ceaseless search for meaning sometimes becomes a burden, an unanswered question that resonates deep within the self. However, it is precisely that sense of incompleteness that drives one to continue, to explore new internal territories and challenge the limits of personal understanding. It is as if every partial answer opens the door to a new question, creating a virtuous cycle of discovery and personal evolution. Throughout this inner journey, silence transforms into an irreplaceable ally. The absence of noise becomes a blank canvas on which to paint emotions, ideas, and dreams. Every thought rises with force, resonating in the intimate space where the individual meets themselves. And in that resonance, the magic of authenticity is discovered, the power of being who you truly are without the masks imposed by your surroundings. Far from being a passive retreat, introspection reveals itself as a passionate adventure, a journey into the unknown that enriches every corner of the soul. Along this journey, time takes on a different dimension. Minutes and hours dissolve into a sense of eternity, where every moment is perceived as an opportunity to delve deeper into one's own existence. It is not about escaping reality, but about viewing it from a broader perspective, understanding that the true essence of being is not found in immediacy, but in the continuity of an endless process. Every experience lived in solitude becomes a fundamental link in a chain that, although unfinished, holds the promise of future revelations. The internal dialogue, the silent conversation that takes place deep within, serves as the engine for this quest. There are no empty words in this exchange. Every silence, every pause, carries significance and emotional weight that enriches thought. The mind of the intuitive introvert moves with the subtlety of a poet, weaving metaphors and symbols that transcend conventional logic. This form of communication, as personal as it is universal, invites questioning of the established order and opens one up to new possibilities. And in that constant questioning, a creative tension is generated that keeps interest alive, always leaving a trace of mystery in every reflection. In the intimacy of this inner universe, emotions are experienced with intensity, painting a landscape where joy and melancholy coexist in perfect harmony. Every feeling is a nuance that adds depth to the experience of life, a brushstroke that contributes to the unique work that is each individual's existence. Sensitivity to the intangible becomes a window into parallel realities, where the beauty of the ephemeral is celebrated with the same passion with which one faces the harshness of life. Thus, what might seem like fragility transforms into strength, a gift that allows one to see the world with eyes that are not content with the superficial. The challenge of remaining true to this introspective nature is, in itself, a lesson in courage. In an environment that rewards extroversion and speed, choosing the path of reflection requires unwavering determination. It is an act of silent rebellion, a declaration of principles that asserts that the richness of the mind is not measured by words or gestures, but by the depth of emotions and the clarity of ideas. Every step on this path is an invitation to question, to dismantle pre-established beliefs, and to embrace the complexity of life with the bravery of someone who knows that true answers are never final. As one progresses along this path, there come moments when the mind is left in suspense, yearning for a conclusion that seems to be perpetually deferred. That sensation, far from being an obstacle, acts as fuel for the imagination, a spark that ignites curiosity and motivates one to continue probing the deepest recesses of the self. The promise of finding, in some unexpected corner, a hidden truth or a transformative revelation becomes the driving force to keep going, to not allow the story to close without exploring every possibility. In that state of anticipation, the mind remains alert, always ready to grasp the faintest hint of what is about to be revealed. In this perpetual flow of discoveries and questioning, the relationship between introspection and intuition manifests as a subtle dance, in which every movement opens the door to new horizons. The ability to read between the lines, to interpret the silent language of the soul, is not acquired overnight. It is the result of constant practice, of total commitment to the search for inner truth. This ability, as rare as it is valuable, grants its possessor a unique perspective, capable of transforming the mundane into something extraordinary, of converting the seemingly banal into a symphony of meanings and nuances. The student who listens to these words may find in them an echo of their own experience, an invitation to explore the vast territory of their mind with equal passion and dedication. Introspection and intuition are not qualities reserved for a select few. They are tools that each of us possesses, waiting to be discovered and nurtured. In every heartbeat, in every thought, lies the possibility of a revelation, of an encounter with that forgotten yet essential part that defines us. Thus, dedicating oneself to this path becomes an act of self-love, a commitment to living a full and authentic life. The value of immersing oneself in one's own essence lies in the ability to find, amid the complexity of the world, a center of peace and clarity. That peace, which arises from a profound understanding of oneself, is the antidote to the confusions and distractions that so often cloud perception. In the silence of the soul, a unique connection with reality is forged, a bond that transcends appearances and reveals truth in every experience. It is in this crucible of emotions and thoughts that the possibility of reaching a state of balance is born, a safe haven where the mind can rest and renew its energy. The experience of being an intuitive introvert is felt as an unceasing adventure, where each day offers the opportunity to discover something new, to open a door to an unexplored corner of the soul. The thrill of not knowing exactly what lies ahead becomes an ally, a constant reminder that the inner journey is endless and always evolving. Every small discovery, every flash of understanding adds to the grand narrative of existence, weaving a story that unfolds over time, leaving open questions that keep the flame of wonder alive. This quest, though sometimes fraught with uncertainty, is an inexhaustible source of growth and transformation. The blend of melancholy and hope that characterizes the introspective spirit acts as a bridge between the tangible and the ethereal, between what is known and what is yet to be discovered. The mind, when allowed to flow with the current of emotions, opens up to the possibility of experiencing life in its fullest expression, without fear of the ambiguity or inherent complexity of existence. It is a process of constant learning, in which every experience, no matter how fleeting it may seem, leaves an indelible mark on the soul. At the culmination of this literary journey, one perceives the magnitude of Jung's vision, which not only defines a personality trait but also invites an inner transformation. Introspection and intuition stand as two fundamental pillars of a life rich in meaning, where silence becomes the perfect stage for the flourishing of authenticity. Those who dare to venture into this realm of depth and sensitivity discover that, in the vastness of the mind, there is always an unexplored space promising new surprises and insights. The invitation extended to every student is to embrace their own essence, to recognize the value that lies in withdrawal and reflection. In a world that often rewards the ephemeral and the immediate, pausing to listen to one's inner voice becomes a revolutionary act. It is not a renunciation of social life, but a conscious choice to prioritize internal truth over external acceptance. Every moment of solitude transforms into a workshop of self-knowledge, where the ability to discern between the transient and the permanent, between the superficial and the essential, is forged. And while the narrative of this journey continues, open questions remain, small enigmas that invite further exploration without ever reaching a definitive conclusion. It is in that perpetual search, in those corners of the mind still waiting to be illuminated, that the true magic of being an intuitive introvert resides. The future is revealed in flashes, in unfinished promises, in a perpetual state of wonder that defies closed answers and fosters openness to the unknown. Every spoken word, every thought evoked along this journey, is an invitation to look beyond the surface, to discover in quietude an inexhaustible source of inspiration. In the interplay between the internal and the external lies a treasure, a possibility to understand that the greatness of existence is not measured by the number of interactions but by the depth of each connection, by the intensity with which every emotion is experienced. With an eye fixed on that inner horizon, it becomes clear that wisdom is not found in definitive answers but in the constant questioning that keeps the essence of being alive. The path is long and sometimes fraught with doubts, but it is precisely that uncertainty that opens the door to continuous evolution. The experience of being an intuitive introvert becomes, in essence, a perpetual adventure, a never-ending story written with every heartbeat and every profound reflection. In concluding these words, one is left with the certainty that within each person lies a universe waiting to be explored, a story yet to be fully told. The richness of introspection resides in its ability to keep the spark of curiosity alive, in the recognition that there is always a hidden corner waiting to be discovered, a lesson that unfolds as one listens to the whisper of the soul. That unending quest, that longing to understand the inexplicable, is what enriches existence and makes it unique. Perhaps, around some bend in the road, one might find the answer to the question that set this journey in motion, but the truth is that every step in the right direction opens up the possibility for new questions, for new mysteries that defy logic and stimulate the spirit. The experience of being an intuitive introvert is a call to live in coherence with one's inner truth, to recognize that power does not reside in conformity but in the courage to be authentic, to walk alone toward horizons known only to the soul. By sharing these reflections, each listener is invited to pay attention to those small details that, in daily life, go unnoticed but in silence reveal the depth of life. Every emotion, every thought, becomes a seed that can germinate in a fertile ground of self-knowledge and growth. The experience of being, a complex, multifaceted process, is revealed as an unfinished work, a constantly evolving masterpiece where each individual contribution adds to the symphony of the universe. This journey, which extends beyond words and transcends the logic of everyday life, is a tribute to the human capacity to reinvent oneself, to find within the self the strength to face challenges and to transform pain into beauty. Introspection and intuition are not only tools for understanding the world, they are keys that open doors to unsuspected dimensions, in which one reconciles with one's own essence and discovers that every experience, however brief, carries a transcendental meaning. In short, by venturing into the silent realm of the mind, a path full of nuances and surprises is revealed, a personal journey that challenges conventions and celebrates the diversity of human experience. Silence becomes a vibrant stage where every emotion is expressed with the intensity of a masterpiece, and intuition acts as a bridge between inner knowledge and the reality that surrounds us. In that subtle dance between what is evident and what is hidden, a truth is forged that is both personal and universal, a reminder that the greatness of being lies in the authenticity of every moment lived. Perhaps these words do not exhaust the immensity of the inner universe that each person carries within, but they are meant to ignite a spark, a flash that invites one to continue exploring, to leave some answers suspended, and to draw nourishment from the inexhaustible wonder that is self-knowledge. The invitation is clear: keep walking that inner path, with the conviction that every step, every question, and every silence is a treasure waiting to be discovered. And so, in the perpetual dance between introspection and intuition, the legacy is forged of those who dare to live in the truth of their own being, leaving an indelible mark on the fabric of existence.